Hey everyone, it's Joe, the 50-something Dasher, coming to you from the war room for this video, and that's with spelled with two W's at the front. Okay, this video is on my continuing struggles here with trying to get used to and acclimated to the DeliverThat app and the struggles so far, if you will, for a brand new driver on the platform. Guys, this is going to be an interesting video here. Okay, so let's start with yesterday afternoon, the email that I sent to the DeliverThat team. Let's go ahead and start with that. I'll throw up the screenshot. Say good afternoon. I'm a new driver on the platform, just completed my first delivery yesterday. Wanted to take a minute to write in and address one glaring initial opportunity that I've found so far with the process. I'm very confused as why offers on your platform get sent out to multiple mass amounts of drivers at the same time. We're not talking about offers that you would find on other gig apps that might only pay a driver $2 to $3 total and have difficulty in being assigned. The opportunities that you're providing are number one, higher paying offers. Number two, scheduled further out in advance than other gig apps. And number three, so it should not be difficult to find a driver to accept the offer. My recommendation / suggestion is that once an offer reaches the entry level tier of drivers, can't the order be sent out to one driver at a time with at least 10 seconds to be able to accept the offer? If you provide a 10-second window, it could be offered to 6 drivers per minute, one at a time, or 12 drivers in 2 minutes. Is 2 minutes that much to ask, especially seeing as though these orders get assigned hours in advance? I had the app open in the background this morning and received several push notifications for an offer coming in, yet in every case, the offer would already be accepted by someone else in the few seconds that it took me to bring the app to the foreground. It feels as though I don't stand a fighting chance against drivers who either cheat with some kind of offer accepting tool or people who may hold their smartphone with one hand and have their index finger of the other hand hovering over the accept button location for 16 hours straight a day. So I sent that, and I'll get to the replies plural from today. I'll get to that in a second. Okay, now we get to this morning. And I'm still trying to decide whether or not is it a good idea or not for me to try to have this thing on while I'm dashing, because with DoorDash, because it's kind of I don't know at this point. I guess I'll give it a few more days and kind of see how I feel and how I want to approach this. But if it's going to be mostly 90% distractions and only, maybe once a week or once a month I'm able to snag an order, then I don't know that it's going to be worth it for me to have it turned on while I'm busy and trying to do my DoorDash orders. But I experimented this morning. I before I even started my dash, I turned DeliverThat on first, had it in the foreground, started my dash. And it seems to me so far like a busy time, the few days that I've been able to experiment with it so far. Like 6:30 to 8 a.m. so far has been kind of like a busy time. So what I did was I started my dash, I started doing orders, and I tried as much as possible, try to have DeliverThat in the foreground. So if I was going to my first pickup or whatever and knew where I was going, I don't need the GPS on, obviously. I could have DeliverThat. And then also I'd pick up an order today, be on my way to a customer, let's say that's like 5 miles away. Well, I'd look in advance, okay, I need to go down A Street, then B Street, then turn on C Street. I kind of remember the routing, at least, until for the first like 75% of the route. I really wouldn't need GPS if it was going on main roads that I know. And then when I got about a mile away from the customer, then bring GPS back up into the foreground. But until I got to that point, it was DeliverThat. Okay, so this screenshot here, and then you've seen the screenshot in the thumbnail photo for this video. This was one of two offers. This particular one was at 7:07 this morning. So I had it in the foreground, and an offer came up with the accept button and everything, and on two different orders, I hit the accept button. I accepted it. And with like immediately, almost like not even a second goes by, and instead of the offer now being available for me to look at and it's, my order, instead of that, I get this message: offer has been recalled or accepted by another driver. Okay. Now, so I know that I hit the accept button. See, on some of these other offers where I didn't hit anything, if it just came and went off of my screen and wasn't fast enough to hit that button, there's no message like this. This was only when I did hit that accept button. Okay. And more about this as we go on to these responses from DeliverThat. So let's go to this morning. I get my first response. Okay, so here it is. Hi, Joe. Thank you for reaching out to driver support. We appreciate your feedback. Our app is set up this way intentionally to give everyone a fair chance. You kidding me here? Any way of sending them out one at a time would leave someone as the bottom rung. I know the competitive way our app works can be frustrating, but once you get the hang of it, it gets easier. We do take auto acceptors very seriously, and we run tests to remove drivers who are found using an auto acceptor. If you would like a few tips on how to best look for offers, let us know. I will be happy to send them on. Please let us know if you have any other questions or concerns. Okay. Now my reply to that. I was actually like picking up an order from Frisch's on my dash today, and then when I was typing this out, I said, I'm sorry, but I would still have to disagree that this is the most fair and competitive way to do this. If you have 50 drivers in the lowest tier in one market, rotate the order in which the drivers get offers. Well, let me finish reading this. This morning I played the game and had the app in the foreground with my finger on the trigger, so to speak. I was able to actually accept 2 orders, but the system immediately assigned them to other drivers, which is especially not competitive. If that is, I kept using her word competitive, but she used that word to signify difficult. But anyway, finishing up here, if that is going to be the case, offer to one driver at a time. Please see the attachment. Thanks. And I posted the screenshot where my offers got given to other drivers. But okay, so basically, here's a couple things here. Okay, so let's just what I'm saying is, okay, let's say okay, let's take what she's saying. If you have somebody clear at the very, very bottom of the list, okay, well, if you're concerned about that, kind of rotate that around a little bit. And I'm sure, come on, this is 2024. You can't program an algorithm to accomplish something like this. Okay, let's just say you have your three tiers of DeliverThat driver. I can't remember what the name of the different tiers are. You got like one at the top, then there's some kind of preferred or premier, whatever they call, and then let's just call the bottom of the barrel that let's just call it entry level. Okay, let's just say in my area right here, Central Ohio, right now, today, I'm at the very bottom of the barrel. Let's say there's 50 of us. I have no idea. Let's say there's 50 drivers in this market. I'm number 50. Okay. Well, yesterday, out of those 50, whoever's logged on, let's say at any given time, 20 of the 50 are logged on. Well, yesterday, have me as number 20 in the queue at the very bottom. Okay. Then the next day, bump me up a little bit. Have me out of those, let's say 30 of the 50 log in. Well, move me up a little bit higher in that queue. Move me up to like, 15, 10 or 15. Don't always have it in the best driver, all the way, have your different groups like you have it, and then kind of shuffle those around if you're worried about that type of thing. Okay, so the other thing I'll say here is, so here's the deal. Okay, so they want to give this is what's confusing to me. They want to give like in the lowest group, the lowest tier of drivers, they want to give everybody a fair chance. But I just showed in my reply email the proof that you're not given a fair chance. I just gave the proof where I'm sitting. I told the lady in my reply, I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there with my finger on the trigger. Okay, but I'm playing the game. Okay, I hit the accept button. I accepted the offer. Okay, I didn't get it. The system said no. Somebody else accepted it right around the same time as you. So that person's higher up in the standing. We assigned it to another driver. That's my takeaway from that screenshot. So you're not on equal footing with the other people. If I accept an offer and immediately get a message, this offer has been recalled and given it to another driver, well, what's the point? I'm at a total loss here. Is what's the point of having everybody be able? You're saying everybody's able to have a chance, but then when I do go ahead and accept it, no, I didn't have a chance. It went to somebody else. This is so jacked up. So jacked up here. I've read in some of the I don't know, like the some of the introductory videos for DeliverThat and like on their website and everything. We are very driver focused and pro driver and doing everything for the driver, yada yada. I heard all that stuff. Well, I'll tell you what right here, if I'm giving letter grades here on from what I know so far, just getting on here to this app and what I've seen so far, this system that they have for assigning routes to drivers, where you can accept an offer and then immediately, oh, no, that was recalled and picked up by another driver, actually. Sorry. After you accepted it. I tell you what, folks, if I'm given letter grades, this gets an F minus. I mean, this is an F minus. Now, hey, I'll give them a good grade on something else. Yesterday when I called support, and of course I did the video on that yesterday, and I talked to a woman that spoke English as a first language. That from me, that gets a grade of an E. E is an Edward. Is there do schools nowadays still? Does anybody know what an E is? When I went to school years and years and centuries ago, that an E was like higher than an A. It stood for superior. So you had your A, B, C, D, and F, and then you also had E for superior, and I can remember way back when S for satisfactory. I think usually you got that in gym class or something. I don't know, but I give the fact that I was able to call a customer support number and speak to somebody that spoke English as their native language. I mean that gets an E for me. But this whole routing the F minus, F minus. This is horrible. And oh my God, guys, can you like just thinking about this today? Could you just even begin in your wildest nightmares to imagine if DoorDash went to something like this? Oh, oh my God, folks. Oh my, with the hate and the griping and complaining and all the crap on social media that DoorDash gets, if they went to something like this right here, are you kidding me? Let's say Susan. That's a generic name. My mom's name was Suzanne, so that's I guess that's why I use that for just a made up example name. Susan is a brand new dasher in this market, just started this week. And can you just imagine if, okay, so she does a couple orders, couple, crappy $3 and $4 restaurant orders or whatever. And then all of a sudden, by luck, gets like a $35 Meyer shopping order. $35 only pay, and it's just like 3 items to shop for and 5 miles. And Susan's on cloud nine, outstanding. Oh yeah, heck yeah, I'm on accept, and she's on her way to the store. And then you've got me, 50 something dasher. Okay, I when she accepts that order, I'm not even logged in for a dash. Okay, but coincidentally, right after she accepts that offer, I log in. To start my dash. And I've been doing this for over a year and a half. I was on the DoorDash Community Council. I got lifetime, dash anytime. I'm priority shopping status, prioritize for shopping orders. So guess what happens? As soon as Susan's on her way driving, she's got about a mile to go to get to Meijer. And guess what? DoorDash takes that order off of you. Oh, Susan, we're sorry. This order was recalled and picked up by another driver. As soon as I log in for my dash, I see this $35 Meijer order, and I take it, not knowing that it was just pulled away from another driver. Could you imagine the shit firestorm that would, sorry for my French, that would erupt? You want to talk about the worst volcano that's ever erupted in the history of civilization that caused the most destruction, and this would equal that. You want to talk about DoorDash, you probably ain't seen nothing yet until something like this was done to DoorDash drivers. Folks, I can't even imagine. It's just unreal that that the routing would be like this. I just, I just unbelievable. Okay, now let's go to their final reply, and I'll try not to stop from getting too carried away here and then kind of wrap this up here. Hi, Joe. Thanks for your feedback. At this time, we cannot change the way the app offers jobs, but we have noted your concerns. Here are a few tips to help you see more offers. You can start seeing offers for the next day from 7 p.m. onwards. For same day, check between 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Ensure you refresh the app regularly throughout the day. Since the jobs are offered based on proximity, try turning on the app while you're out running errands to see if more offers appear. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns. I don't buy it. The very first thing there, we cannot change the way the app offers jobs. I'm not buying that whatsoever. You know, like I said, this is 2024. This isn't the year 1024 here. I'm not buying that cannot be changed. And then listed as all these tips in the previous email. You know, she said, let me know if you want me to send over some tips. Well, in my reply, I did not ask to see the tips, and they were sent anyway. But I guess this is good information here, and I'll keep it in mind. But yeah, anyway, and by the way, I should mention that no, I was not able to accept an offer today. So I had, like I said, that at 6:30 to 7:30, 8 o'clock, somewhere in there, I had it in the foreground as much as possible. Then all this crap happened. And then I was just kind of like in the background. Then a little bit later, I was in Walgreens for a DoorDash order, and I kept getting a push notification that I was receiving an offer. I got like, 3 or 4 of these push notifications, and each time I take, a second or two, I go to pull the DeliverThat app back up, and then this is what I see. Just it's the blank available screen. That's it. And so going forward, again, just kind of reiterate, I'm not really sure. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to dash tomorrow. I'll probably do the same thing tomorrow. I'll probably have it, try to have it in the foreground in that like 6:30 to 8 range. See what happens. Maybe I get something. I might start, she said in her email, like until 1 p.m. I'm like around, I don't know. I just throwing out some ideas out loud here, but I'm maybe 12 o'clock range, something like that. If I'm still dashing, I may just go ahead and like shut the app off, go unavailable, shut it off. And then turn it on like later on after my dash and after I've come home and done things or whatever, got situated, whatever, and then maybe then turn it back on until I go to bed. And I don't know. We'll just see what happens. The very first offer that I was able to, and on the first day of being activated. That came around like that 3:30 p.m. range for the next day. So we'll see but that was the only offer I've ever been able to get like in the afternoon. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just not. And one other thing I'll say, I meant to mention earlier, is they could send these offers out to drivers. One driver, give me a break here. They could. and they could rotate it around. I wouldn't have to be at the very, very absolute bottom every single day. Come on. There's technology here, folks. So I'm not buying that. But here's just a theory. You know, you guys can chime in the comments. Let me know what you think. But here's my theory here. Is that they want to, it's just a theory that they want these brand new drivers like myself, they want to run through the ringer and make it as difficult as possible to, it kind of be like, I don't know, would like boot camp for the military be a good example or a good analogy here? But they want to like run you through this ringer that's a crock of crap, to be honest with you, and kind of a crappy way to do things, just to kind of like weed people out and see who's willing to, who's determined to kind of stick with it and ride out something like this and get past. First of all, you know, signing up, you don't have to, but they kind of, like I purchased their bags in the sign up process, or you have to have bags purchased before. So that weeds out a lot of people on that first step. You know, people that don't already have catering bags, they're not going to, lot of people are not going to invest money to like start a new job or one of these new apps. So you're going to weed out some people there. That didn't weed me out. I got the bags, I got on. Now I'm at this phase here where I'm accepting offers, and then you're turning around and giving it to another driver. And I've done one delivery out of how many total hours? Where's my 1 month? 185 hours. 185 hours this thing has been turned on. I've done one delivery, and I still don't even know how much I made off that. I find out tomorrow. But maybe they're like kind of like running me through the ringer, and to see if it is kind of like a challenge, and to see if I ride this out and stick with it, even with and listen to their reassurances. Oh, just stay with it, and you'll, over time you'll get orders. And then just to see if I stick with it, but other people don't, and that weeds out another whole group of people. That's my theory. You guys let me know what you think. But anyway, this particular video is now starting to give me a headache. I feel it coming on like right this moment. So I need to shut this off, and I don't do this very often, but I'm going to take a couple painkillers and go from there. And we'll live to do gig work another day, which is tomorrow, and see what happens. And with that, as always, be sure to drive safe out there, and thanks so much for watching this video. We'll catch you next time, and I'll keep you updated on my DeliverThat struggles and journey and saga. Take care, everyone.